When I was in college, I had a friend with whom I was quite close. Although we had a high level of trust for one another, we also competed with one another and pushed each other to improve. It would be him if I had to choose one friend out of many to trust and compete with. After a gap of 2 years since our graduation, we got together for a drink. I explained to him how I was able to secure a high-end management position even though I was also working on a startup business and getting my MBA at the same time. And he was relating to me how he eventually met the girl of his dreams and fell in love with her. I was over the moon pleased for him. My assumption was that the person he considers to be the love of his life will inspire him to work toward his goals. He was an extremely competitive and conscientious individual who, at the time in question, was also operating a successful online business while simultaneously studying law. Fast forward 2 years, and it turns out I was mistaken. He never completed his degree since he spent every day with his fiancée, whom he eventually married, as well as watching television programmers, going out, and traveling. It's all because he dedicated the majority of his time and attention to the girl he loved, even if she wasn't his priority, and he found the activity enjoyable. It was almost as if he was oblivious to the fact that he was growing more complacent as time went on. Love makes you stupid. This should be taken literally. Love brings on a flood of intense feelings, both pleasant and bad. As a result of being in such a happy state, you will find that you are compelled to engage in risky behaviors despite your awareness of the potential consequences. It goes without saying that your out-of-character behavior that is displayed at the fear, bad emotions, of losing her shatters your attraction, and you completely lose the content of what it was in you that made her fall in love with you in the first place. Both an increase in happy and negative emotions immediately disrupts one's capacity for critical thinking. It completely warps rationality, and the urges that are fueled by the love that you have for a woman will dictate the choices that you make. When we give in to our impulses emotionally, we set ourselves up for, at best, regret and, at worst, a tragedy. From what I've seen, the most devastating effect that love has on men is that it makes them blind to their own irrationality. This is the most dangerous aspect of love. They are entirely oblivious to the awful decisions they are making and will rationalize anything, even when it's not appropriate. Attempting to reason with them is analogous to correcting the behavior of a disobedient 8-year-old child who does not speak your language. They do not emerge from a charmed slumber until it is too late, at which point they realize the decades of their lives that they have frittered away as a result of all of the decisions they took in the name of love, not the least of which is the resentment that develops beneath the surface when the love, in almost certainly circumstances, comes to an end. Love makes you inefficient. Love for a woman is the single most powerful means by which a guy can undermine his own efficacy. You are coming into contact with a magnificent creature that arouses your lust, which is then followed by waves of positive and negative emotions that are intent on clouding your judgment and derailing your potential to function at optimum effectiveness. From the point of view of an apex value, the desire for love is equivalent to committing death. The behavior of men should be arranged in a hierarchical fashion. That implies that they need to have a goal in mind, one that they are willing to pursue no matter the cost. This places them in a position where they can achieve their goal with the least amount of effort possible. The process of falling in love doesn't merely add another layer of obstacles to this road. It makes a complete about-face and sends you in an entirely different direction, one that is damaging to your overall quality of life. Your love ruins your attraction. This is something that most guys don't understand, but the fact that you are unable to feel love is what keeps her interested in you and causes her to become obsessed with you. This is something that she will never accept, though, because it does not make any sense to her. However, ladies don't make logic either. Thus, this situation actually benefits from having a bad aspect. As long as you can make women feel a variety of emotions, they will be attracted to you as a potential partner. If you continue doing this over a sufficiently enough period of time, they will start to get fascinated with you. The act of putting one's affection into words does nothing except set off a chain reaction of feel-good sentiments. It is precisely what women find repulsive. This is the fundamental biological reason why they have such a strong attraction to bad dudes. No matter how you crunch the numbers, the actions you take while you are in love will invariably result in the experience of pleasant feelings. The fear that you receive at the potential of losing her, which are negative feelings, will make you do things that will seek her affirmation, which is the same as saying that you will feel happy emotions when you do those things. When you are with her, the excitement you feel will cause you to act in ways that will suffocate her with your positive feelings. This will cause you to suffocate her. Only a small percentage of men are aware of the significance of experiencing a range of emotions, both joyful and unpleasant, at the same time, and how love can distort their conduct to prevent them from doing so effectively. A lack of love does not necessarily indicate a lack of commitment. My criticism of love arises from the observation that it renders men ineffective by preventing them from reaching their peak worth and rendering them irrationally blind. It is not an excuse to free them to embrace a harem or to engage in various partnerships that place women on rotation. nor does it release them to engage in such behaviors. If a man is unable to take responsibility for his actions, he is not a man. Because making a commitment requires making a sacrifice, and if you are unable to sacrifice, it shows that you put your wants and needs after everything else in your life. Love does not equal commitment. You are able to make a commitment even if you do not experience romantic love. This viewpoint is undoubtedly considered extremist by some people. However, I have not yet had the opportunity to witness the advantages that love brings to a man who is working toward accomplishing his goal. It has repeatedly been shown that this is not the case, and it's undeniable that goal-oriented men who choose to remain single are more likely to excel at what they do, which makes it easier for them to ascend dominance hierarchies. This leaves one to the likely conclusion that having a partner is nothing more than a burden, but it's a burden that's still worthwhile to bear. In my opinion, a man will never be whole if he does not have a wife and children of his own. On the other hand, I think it's unhealthy for men to try to find significance in their lives by pursuing an emotional connection with another person through romantic love. There are some things that, needless to say, are not made in us. If the price of realizing my mission is giving up the chance to find meaning through a romantic relationship, then that is a price I am ready to pay. In addition, it is an expense that my companion is anticipated to comprehend.